ribeye? That still doesn't have to be boring at all. I came up with many different ways how to prepare the best cut of meat. This is part 3. In this part, grilled, dried jerky, patty, and seared with raw fat. Welcome to my life as a carnivore. For 30 days, I was only consuming ribeye, salt, and water. I wanted to get a little bit creative, and I tried out many different ways to prepare ribeye. Of course, you could do all those ways also with a different kind of steak. So let's see what I came up with. So one of the best ways to eat ribeye is grilled, of course. So I have here this beautiful steak ready. Put some salt on it. I like coarse salt. It's coarse sea salt. Both sides, of course. Now go to the grill, the barbecue. I usually only heat up this part. I also have this part heated up right now, but I like it the best. Just slam it up here. I don't know why it makes that sound. This is a nice sound. Now usually I close it, but just for a little bit, just to get the inside a bit warm. So this is what I like to see, like flames. That's why I really like to put pieces on the grill that have a lot of fat, so I get these nice flames. Because I like my steak basically almost raw on the inside, but like kind of burned on the outside. I like really good, like seared. That's exactly how I like it. Awesome. More flames over here. I really don't know why this barbecue makes that sound. It never has before. When people see my steaks from the grill, they think they've done way too much, but hey, yeah, it looks beautiful, right? But look at this. Is this well done for you guys? No, that's really still very rare. I love this. This is for me my perfect steak. I like eating ribeyes in all different kind of ways, different preparations, but this, well, this is the ultimate favorite. This is the best. And look at this fat. This, best ever. To make dried ribeye jerky, I preheated the oven on the lowest setting. In my case, that was 170 Fahrenheit. From my ribeye steak, I cut very thin pieces off. This is much easier when the steak is still a bit frozen. I spread them out on a baking sheet and sprinkled salt over it. I left them in the oven for 3 to 4 hours. It depends how thick the meat is. Also, I like to cut some very thin and some a bit thicker, so I have some variety. After about 2 hours, I flipped them over and sprinkled more salt over it. Sometimes I flip them over more often to move them out of the grease to get them dry. After 3 to 4 hours, I turn off the oven and just leave them in there until the next day. Yeah, most times I eat some right away. Most recipes for drying meat say Get meat with as little fat as possible. I say no. Leave that delicious ribeye fat on it. It tastes so much better. Yes, you won't be able to store it as long. One sheet full of dried meat usually lasts me only 1 to 3 days anyways. You could also eat the pieces with the fat first and store the leaner pieces. Okay, so we have 1:16 a.m. and I basically just woke up. Now I woke up about like 11:30. Yeah, I sleep during the day right now. It's just how my insomnia works. What better thing to do than another different way to how to prepare ribeye? So this time, here, I already kind of chopped this up. Here is another piece. I'm gonna chop this in little pieces. I'm gonna put all of that meat in my little cutter here. I always like to switch up salts because they all have different flavors. I put a little bit too much. Okay. So, I'm gonna put the bigger pieces back in. Yeah, much better this time. I definitely put too much in it. So, and now we have really fine ground ribeye. So now, what do I want to do with that? Taking off my rings first. So I took off my rings, washed my hands again. Now we can get in there. So now we can make a nice patty. Like we could make like a nice little burger, ribeye burger. But I wanna kind of make more like a flat thing. So I already heated up the pan. So we have this patty. It's like not really thick, not really thin. I want to try to make more of a thin one. I actually like really thick ones, but just to be different. So I already put it in. Really press it down here. So beautiful. I was even able to flip it without any problems. Oh, we have a little bit of a cut here. That's alright. Yeah, I usually like my meat like almost raw, but certain things, I like it really well done. Well done is kind of the wrong term because that sounds so leathery. No, like crispy. I like it crispy. I like it kind of like burned on the outside. And so with this, that's perfect. So a little bit more. Look at this beautiful piece. Oh, I like this. Nice. So yeah, thick cuts of meat, like steaks or really thick cuts, I like very rare. But thinner cuts or like pieces, I like really well done because then when a steak is well done, it's just not tasty anymore. It's like it gets leathery or it's just not fresh. But when it's really thin or there are pieces, then they get more crispy. So it's like different. So this I like. It's quite thin for me, but it's so juicy. It's like, I love it, like the burnt brown here, but it's still so juicy. Yeah, my plate also full of juice. preparing ribeye again, of course. It's kind of hot here because the pan is already warming up. Well, I like it hot. So we have a beautiful ribeye steak, of course. And no, it's not raw beef suet, it's raw ribeye fat. Put some salt on it. So I like coarse and I like fine. Oh yeah, now it's smoking. That means it's ready for our ribeye. Oh, of course you also need to. Yeah, I like to put some coarse salt and some fine salt. And this here, that was Himalayan pink salt. This here is sea salt. I like to mix up my salts. You carnivores know that different salt tastes so differently. And even coarse fine, it tastes differently. Okay, we're ready. Yeah. Yeah. So, and now I'm just gonna sprinkle the raw ribeye fat over it. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. And because the steak is so hot, it'll kinda melt it down a little bit, but not all the way, and it's gonna make it soft a little bit, but not all the way. Here, doesn't that look so good? Ooh. Wow. Yum, 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 yum. If you like what you see, subscribe. If not, just click me away. I'm gonna have some ribeye now. Mm-hmm. I really can't fucking believe it. It's the second time I'm here preparing ribeye, just ribeye, and I smell banana. Now it's like as soon as I put it in the pan, like ripe banana, kind of overripe. I don't even like bananas. Well, I don't eat them anyways, but weird. This one is really weird.